Imagine you were training for a marathon. We catch up and I ask, how's it going? You say, amazing. I've worked all week, bench press, squats, deadlifts, I'm wrecked. So I stop and ask, why are you lifting weights? Shouldn't you be running? And you tell me, no, I've been busy all week training. That's exactly what most business owners do. They're flat out, exhausted, working every hour, but going nowhere. I've got a rule in my company. You're not allowed to use the B word around me. And it's not the word you think. It's the word busy, because busy is not the same as progress. In today's video, I'm going to give you a 5-step action plan so you don't fall into the busy trap and instead move the needle in your business. Hey guys, my name's Emile, founder of Little Boomers Basketball. We're a kids basketball franchise with franchisees all across Australia. One of the most important skills our franchisees can learn is how to plan their week so they are working on the right things, not just staying busy. Let's get cracking into the video. Point number 1, busy isn't building. Now, for some freaking reason, I don't know why, as a society, we have been conditioned to say that we're busy. How you feeling today, man? Busy, man. How was your day today? Oh, I've been busy. How are the kids? Oh, it's been busy. Busy. I don't know why, but we've been conditioned to say that we're busy all the time. The reality is, busy does not mean you are making progress in your business. It is just a temporary distraction. Guys, the reality is running a business in 2026 is hard, right? You've got all the functions of the business you have to run. Maybe you've got a family, you've got kids, you've got mortgage, you've got everything, you've got wife. It's hard. If you don't have a deliberate plan that helps you keep things on time and also tracks your business and make sure that you're moving the needle in your business, you're soon going to be swamped. All of a sudden, you are going to be serving your business and not the other way around. And do you know what the worst thing that you can do as a business owner? You wake up on Tuesday and you say, all right, what do I want to focus on today? That's a write-off. If you don't have the next day planned before the current day ends, you're behind the 8 ball. So please, promise me one thing. Don't be one of those business owners that wakes up and then figures out what they want to do. Your business can't afford that. You need to have a plan. So let's go over the plan. And by the way, if you stick around to the end of the episode, I've got a 2-page cheat sheet where you can actually map out and plan your business so that you can focus on the main things that's going to grow your business. Okay, so the first thing is, how do you know what you should be focusing on each week? That's a great question. A lot of people say, well, what do I focus on this week? What am I focusing on? In order for you to actually have a week planned out on what you need to focus on, you need to figure out what the heck are your business goals for the year, right? Like there's no point planning the week and figuring out what you want to do if you don't know what your bigger purpose is and what your goals that you want to achieve in life are, or not in life, in business for the year. So you want to make sure that before you even start planning your week, you got to dial it back and plan your year. Specifically, you need to set 3 to 5 business goals that you want to achieve by the end of the year. Once you have set your 3 to 5 business goals for the year, then you can map out what you're going to do each month and what you're going to do each week. Otherwise, each week that just goes by, you're focusing on a new thing. Now, for how to map out your business goals, I don't have any time in this video to do this, but I did create another video that shows you how to map out and how to create a business plan for a year. Click the link below to watch that. So once you have determined what your 3 to 5 business goals are for the year, you're then going to break those into what I call rocks, aka quarterly targets. What a rock is an objective that you need to achieve within 3 months that's going to help move the needle in your business in achieving your annual goal, right? So you have your 3 to 5 business goals at the top, and then for the quarter, you've got 1 to 3 priorities that are going to help you, if you accomplish them, achieve your annual goal. And then your weekly activity should be in conjunction to your quarterly rocks that you set. So let me give you an example, and this is actually a real example. If I set for my business that I want to sign 10 franchise agreements by December 30th, that's my annual goal at the top. 10 franchise agreements by the end of the year, December 30th. My quarterly rock would be to sign 3 franchise agreements by March 30th. Let's say we're in January. By March 30th, I need to have 3 franchise agreements signed to make sure that I'm on track to signing 10 franchise agreements. So I've got my annual goal, I've got my quarterly rock. Then my weekly activity might be to start up a new Meta ads campaign on Facebook and Instagram for franchise lead generation in Victoria. So see what I've done there? I've got annual goal. I've broken it down into a quarterly rock. And then I'm doing a weekly activity that's helping me get closer to that quarterly rock. So remember, there is no point planning your week if you don't know what your business goals are for the year. Figure out what your business goals are for the year, break those down into quarterly rocks, and then your weekly activity should be driving those quarterly rocks, and those quarterly rocks should be driving your annual business goals. The next point, take 20 minutes on the last day of the week to plan the next week. Now for me, because I don't work on Sundays, on Saturday, I take 20 minutes to plan my full week ahead so I know where I need to be, what do I need to get done, do I have any meetings, do I need to prepare anything. I take 20 minutes on the last day of the week to prepare for the week ahead. This allows me to stay on top of things so that I'm not drowning. Oh, I've got to go to this meeting. I see a lot of business owners, right? Oh, this popped up. They're putting out fires. I've got to go to this meeting. I haven't prepared for this. I've got to go to that. You don't want to be like that. So I guarantee you, try this for 4 weeks. On the last day of the week, spend 20 minutes planning the next 7 days and watch your business change. Hey, just quickly, if you want to see if there's an available territory to own a Little Boomers basketball franchise in, click the link below to our map and see if there's a location near you. The other thing that I like to do is what I call an audit of the week. So when the week finished, because life's going so fast and I want to make sure that I'm learning, I do a quick audit on the week. I ask myself a couple of questions. What did I like about this week? What didn't I like about this week? Was there anything that happened that I could have anticipated? Just to make sure that before the week finishes, you're actually learning from it. So make sure to do a little bit of a personal audit at the end of the week. And by the way, don't just do a business audit. You need to do a personal audit, right? Because everything's interconnected. And for me, there's 4 pillars in my personal life: health, connections, wealth, and business. Health, my body; connections with the people I love; wealth and business. Everything's intertwined, right? You can't be, if your business is booming and you're making great dosh, but your health is deteriorating, what good's that? You're going to accumulate all these masses and you're going to be on the side of a hospital bed. So make sure that you audit your business, but you also got to audit your personal life as well. Now, part of my audit at the end of the week is reviewing the financials of the business, specifically the revenue and the profit, and also asking, am I on track to reaching my revenue and profit targets for the financial year? Man, you won't believe it. Business owners do not check their profit and loss statement at all. You ask them, hey, what's your revenue? What's your profit? Are you up or down? Or are you closer to your goals? Most of the time, they don't even have revenue or profit goals, and they're not checking it weekly. The only time they check it is on the last month of the financial year because their accountant has asked them to prepare financial agreements. My goodness, if you are not tracking the most important number in your business, revenue and profit, how on earth do you think it's going to go up? It's like somebody that says, hey, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to check the scale. Well, it's counterintuitive. If you're not going to check the scale, how are you going to lose weight? So take 2 minutes to look at the financials of your business, revenue and profit, and make sure you're on track. A couple of other tips when you're planning your week: make sure you protect your mornings. Now, for me, I don't have any meetings, any phone calls, anything until after 12 o'clock other than Monday, because Monday's my admin day. I schedule all my meetings and all my phone calls from Tuesday to Friday to happen after 12 p.m. That way I can focus on the morning on activity that's going to move the needle in my business. Because if I have a meeting at like 9 a.m. and then one at 11 and I've only got that 2-hour shift, I can't get into deep work. I can't get into deep work if I've got fragmented morning. So rather, I shift all my meetings and times to after 12 o'clock. Now, that might be different to you. If you've got kids, family, husband, wife, whatever it might be, you might have to shift that around. But just make sure that at least for 90 minutes to 3 hours per day, you've got time dedicated for yourself as a business owner to move the needle in your business and protect that and guard that time with your life. Now, when you're planning your week ahead, you want to make sure that you schedule in activity that's going to help you move closer to the rock that you set. A lot of the times, what people do is they schedule things that are unrelated to the rock or the target they set. For example, if I've set myself a target for the quarter of signing 3 franchise agreements by March 30th, and I've scheduled in my weekly activity, figure out how to use a new accounting software, that is incongruent. That has nothing to do, that activity has nothing to do with getting me closer to my rock. So one of 2 things that I see people face: either they don't have targets or rocks for the quarter, As a result, they're just doing anything that pops up week to week, or they do have targets, but they're not doing actual activity that's getting them closer to their rocks. The last point I'm going to share with you is how to plan the perfect day. There's a couple of key things for you to know. The first thing is when you're planning your day, you want to make sure you plan your meetings and times in batches. I do that all the time. For example, Tuesday is a big day for me. I think at 1 p.m. I've got a call with a franchisee. At 1:30 I have another call with a franchisee. Then at 2 o'clock I've got a Q&A. And then at 3 o'clock I've got a live workshop. All that happens within a 3-hour span rather than going, I've got one at 9 a.m., one at 12, one at 1, all fragmented throughout the day. So make sure you're batching up your meetings, your phone calls, your appointment, get them batched up because it's more efficient for your time. The other thing is at the end of each day, like I just mentioned about auditing the week, audit the day. You only have to take 5 minutes to audit the day before it finishes. What I like to do at the end of the day, did I accomplish the things that I set out for? Only 3 things I usually set for each day. Did I accomplish those things? If not, why? Was there anything that popped up in the day that I should have anticipated? And what's my focus for tomorrow? Getting to that rhythm of just doing a 5-minute audit, I call it run the tapes. Run the tapes at the end of the day so that the next day is planned. Okay, so the 4 key takeaways that I have for you as we get to the end of the episode for how to plan the perfect week. Number 1, have an annual business plan with 3 to 5 business goals. If you don't have these goals, what the heck, how do you know what to do each week? Number 2, make sure you set quarterly rocks that are going to help you get closer to your annual goals. Number 3, plan your week in advance, either on Saturday or Sunday. Plan the full 7 days. Make sure you audit the week that has just passed and plan what activity you're going to do in the next 7 days. It's going to get you closer to your rocks. And the last thing that you're going to do is never let a day finish without the next day being planned, and audit. At the end of the day, run the personal tapes on the day, lock it in, and get your next day ready. Now, for sticking around to the end, I've got a special resource for you. Go to the show notes and download my weekly planner checklist. Use it, get into the habit, and I hope you find it useful. By the way, if you want to watch a video that's similar, I created a video called Why Most Businesses Fail and what you can do about it. Click the link below to watch it.